Hello, welcome to Reframing Mindset Podcast. We are clear my head of the thoughts that are preventing clarity, practice my speech, among other things. Episodes range from informative knowledge to funny stories about my experiences, and in the future, maybe include interviews. So subscribe and enjoy. Episodes drop every other day. Okay, now welcome back to Reframing Mindset Podcast. My name is Carson Brooks. And this episode I talk about opportunity cost. Opportunity cost. Yes, it's not a term made by me. It's an economic term. Yeah, economic term. But this is appropriate because of this one situation that I was in. Like I said, I got the 95. And what happened was when when I posted the fifth week episode, you said, okay, yes, I got the job. I passed the first phase. I basically reached the next phase of the work. When I passed that um past that phase, the shift changed. So it was no longer from 7 a.m. to 3:40. It was 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. That was a new shift now. So that was a new shift. So that means that I had the ability to wake up later, so I could have more chance to get more sleep. And that was good. That was good. So I said, okay, I can wake up later. I have the more chance to get more taxes because I'm able to wake up later, more taxes run. uh, so there's more opportunity there. But what happened was there was a situation where I actually needed to go to a Cambio and I wanted to go during the week because what happened was the Christmas was on the weekend and I wanted to buy something, but I need to go to Cambio to change the money. So I wanted to change the money before the weekend came so that I could get to purchase the stuff. But what happened was due to the time, the shift changed. The time of that I leave work now was not 3:40 but 5:30. So every time by the time I reach a Cambio, the Cambio would be closed. So that was the cost of the opportunity. So the cost of getting the job was that those tuition was closed. But what happened was due to it being Christmas, coming to Christmas, a Cambio was open late until around 7 p.m. So I got to change the money and get to purchase the stuff. But when that situation happened, this episode came to my opportunity cost. And that is something you'll be get you'll realize throughout your life. um, and it was something that I knew from around eighth grade, I think. But I never knew of the term, but we usually say it certain ways, if I could recall. But what some of my friends would be would be doing was like basically we I don't remember the situation, but I think we call it another way. But essentially, what this opportunity cost is that we and my favorite artist, G Easy, made a song about that, and he explained it very well. So I was going to quote some of his lyrics just to me and say, "Yo, everything costs something, bro. Winning somewhere you just lost something, bro. And the cost of opportunity is always good to know. If you know that, then you're good to go." And he couldn't say it any better. That's basically what opportunity cost is. The cost of getting something that you want, you may actually get to lose something somewhere else. So you have to be able to know the cost of the opportunity you get and be able to take that risk. That's why some people, yeah, a certain, like for example, Elon Musk became the richest man in the world, and that came with a lot of hate and all those stuff and stuff like. But it came he had to accept that opportunity. And we poor person now, we have many people criticizing, oh, he become the richest person. There was a point he was not, he was pretty poor. He was pretty poor. There was a point at the time where he was pretty poor. you know, and then know he's on top. Know he's on top. People that like I knew of him before he became the richest person. And I guess from his rise, he was getting hate from then. But when he became the richest person, he get even more hate. And but that's basically the thing that I'm trying to say. The cost of opportunity, there's a lot of things that comes with it. Sometimes for the cost of, like, for example, getting my work, for the first 4 weeks, I was always cranky. I barely had time to talk on the phone. So when I realized that I came home, I was so busy I didn't have the time to talk on the phone. I started to understood, some of my university friends why I never, like, one of my friends, like, we reconnected, and I would always message her, and I realized that she barely had time to message me. I was wondering why and such like that. When I got to work and see the time, the how I'm always tired when I get home and such like that, I kind of understand that now. I understood that. So that's the cost of the opportunity. So I don't have time. Sometimes you don't really have time to be with your family. Sometimes when I came home from work, my mother would be calling and be like, "Oh," because I'm a person that don't like to talk, and then I come home tired. I just want to chill and do my me time, and then my mother always want to talk and ask the same question. So it's like it was always frustrating. I was always grumpy, but that's the cost of getting the job. That's the cost of getting the job. And what I realized when I got it, and those stuff happened, I realized that I have to go back and remember what's more important. The job is that the most important stuff. So I have to really actively understand. Okay, this opportunity is good. It's giving me something that I need to work on my goal. But don't forget the things that it costs and make. So when I remember that situation caused me to say, okay, that's why you see the part of the time management episode, all the stuff that we're doing is adjusting to make sure that the different stuff in life, I don't re- forget those stuff while I'm getting doing the job, like the other stuff, quality time with people, important people and stuff like that, because we're we may not be here forever. You know, Death is real. The pandemic teacher that death is real, and the person that you get the job and you say, okay, yeah, I'm arguing this and that with my mother. Next day, yo, she could be gone and she gone forever. I'm at the work getting paid and whatnot, but she's gone forever. That voice I don't hear forever. So I have to take time to appreciate, understand the opportunity. You get I'm in the opportunity now, but certain things, once you get that opportunity, you want certain place you lost. Like, for example, not only that, when I got the job, things like playing basketball, kind of, that one of the days when I usually play basketball. After actually cancel that, no, I because at the time that I actually have to wake up, and by the time the basketball game will be end, it will be late. And then not only that it will be late. The time when it ends, the fear that I have to pay to come home usually costs a lot more. So opportunity cost. So the based on where I'm at in life, I have the opportunity now to play basketball casually with and stuff like that. But um the opportunity of getting a job, I have less days. I could actually pay to actually do it, because that's all you do it now. You pay to with the people I'm doing it. I pay the code that we're using. We have to pay for the time and such like that. So I have the opportunity now to pay for it, but I don't have the time to play it. Now. I have less time to play it. So that's basically the situation that I'm in now. So that's it. Opportunity cost. The For every opportunity and every day, that's the situation. When you listen to this episode, you're giving their your instead of listening to this episode, you can listen to your favorite music or something like that. That's a choice. That's a choice. You're listening. Are you getting value from me when you listen to this, or you could be listening to a music video or music or something like that. That's opportunity cost as well, you know. So that basically this episode we're gonna talk about, yo, for every time, for every level, everything you for every choice that you make, you want some, you gain something and you lost something. And the earlier you know that, the better you're able to, the more you're able to understand what you're losing for every opportunity, so that you're able to make better choices about what each step. You know, so that's why when I take this job, back back when I left university, this job I ne- I never would. And you know that I mentioned many times. I said when I left university, if I took this job, I would see the opportunity that I'm doing now from the job. Now that I see it was because I'm better able to measure my opportunity cost, know what I'm getting out of the company. So I'm more motivated when I'm going there now. If I was just out of the university, I'd be like, go there, do my best, do just enough, get paid, and then come home. You know, that's how it be. But now I'm more motivated when I'm going to the work because I know why I'm going there. I know what I'm getting out of it. I know the opportunities that this job can give to me and what it will cost me in certain aspects. But I know I can actually um do I measure the opportunity cost and willing to take that risk. Or I don't say I'm willing to take that risk, but I had to take the risk, you know. So that's basically for this episode, and that's something for you as well. Opportunity cost. That's something if you don't learn the concept, you actually have to you have been dealing with it every day. Fact that you listen to this episode means that you have dealt with it for a long while. And now you're just knowing what you have been dealing with. You know, so that's it for this episode. Thank you for listening and look forward for the next episode. Hmm.
Well, this is the end of the episode. Thanks for watching and look forward for the next episode. To support this podcast, go to anchor.fm/cssb/support or become a sponsor for this episode. If you have a product that you want to have more exposure, DM me on the Instagram page, Reframing Mindset Podcast, or on Twitter at ReframingP. Either way would help. Thank you regardless for listening, and here's a preview for the next episode.
We're in the 95 journey. And this episode is going to talk about, um, well, I guess one of the things that I'm trying to do to better manage my time. Because if you remember, remember from the time management episode, most of the episode after we're trying to, put what I've been saying into practice. So if you realize from the 95 journey, once you're doing a 95, that's basically 9 hours out of your day. And then you have transportation from work to home. So you're barely in the week, you're basically having little time. When you're coming home, you basically have to just eat and then go to sleep and for wake up. And that's why, in most places people do things like take out, maybe don't cook. And like maybe if you have if a two person household, one might be able to cook or such like that. But you're alone,